lunch. You got that right. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So on the one hand, the MDs have been telling us for decades that type 2 diabetes is genetic, right? That especially if you're black, there's some mysterious black gene that causes black people, African Americans in this country, to get higher rates of type 2 diabetes, higher rates of obesity, higher rates of heart disease, right? So it's some mysterious gene. And then on the other hand, they turn around and they tell us, well, with type 2 diabetes, you can prevent that by losing weight and exercising. Well, if it's genetic, how can you prevent it? How does that work? You can't have both. Which is it? Make up your mind. It's genetic or it's not. And, you know, we don't hold their feet to the fire. We don't press them. We just accept it and go about our merry way and continue to give them exorbitant amounts of money in medical insurance premiums every month. We are, you know, we rattle our prescription medicines to celebrate our freedom, and we put up with this intellectual nonsense all of the time without questioning authority. Question authority, especially if it's got a white coat on. Now, you know, if you're colorblind and you don't know you're colorblind, everything that you see in the world is incorrect. All of the conclusions that you draw are incorrect. They're colored, or in this case, not colored. Right? You have a built-in a priori prejudice. It's a built-in prejudice. You're not even aware of it because you don't know that you're colorblind. Well, this is how the MDs are when they look at chronic health conditions, because, you know, they'll tell you that, oh, one of the risk factors for getting type 2 diabetes is if you're overweight. Well, no, it's not. They got it wrong. It's the same metabolic process that causes you to get overweight, that causes you to get type 2 diabetes. They're arms of the same octopus. You can be overweight and not have type 2 diabetes, and you can have type 2 diabetes and not be overweight. Losing weight will not prevent you from getting type 2 diabetes. You can't do it that way, nor will increasing your exercise. It's nonsense. They're completely blind to everything that has to do with medical nutrition. They don't know a darn thing about nutrition. Zero. Nada. Niet. And these are the same people that killed the Jews and the Gypsies, 10 million people in the death camps of World War II with the Zyklon B gas made by the pharmaceutical companies that funded World War II. And you're going to go to these people with your bodies? You're going to bring your bodies to these people for health care? You've got to be kidding me. We need to stop the insanity, ladies and gentlemen. We need to, you know, I don't know what we need to do. You know, short of breaking noses, I don't know. What do we need to do? Well, I'll tell you, one thing that you can do is just stop using them, stop giving them your money, put them out of business. Now, cancel your medical insurance. Call your insurance company up right now. Say, look, you guys suck. I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not going to pay for you. I'm not going to pay you to give me medical insurance anymore. I want you to write me a policy for catastrophic injury. That's it. I want to be covered in case I'm in an accident. I want to be covered in case I do slip and fall. I want to be covered, you know, in case some knucklehead shoots me. That's what I need coverage for. For everything else, you can go pound sand. I don't want to have to pay $1,000 just to walk in the door of the emergency room. I don't want to pay $1,000 just to get in the ambulance. That's nonsense. I need to be covered for that stuff. But for everything else, go pound sand. Write me a policy that fits my needs, not your needs. Write me a policy that suits reality, not pharmaceutical insanity. For goodness sake. Every time you take your prescription medicine, you're supporting and promoting the industry that killed the Jews and the Gypsies in World War II. You think that's an exaggeration? It's not. Pharmaceutical money started World War II. Gigantic money. It's gigantic money, folks. And how do they make such gigantic money? Well, look around. Call up all your friends. Call everybody in your contact list on your cell phone and ask them how many prescription medicines they're taking. Start a tally. Start a tally. You'll get over 100 in 5 minutes. Everybody's taking prescription medicines all of the time because nobody knows any different. Why does nobody know any different? Because the pharmaceutical companies don't want anybody to know any different. They make it illegal to practice medicine unless you prescribe drugs. Isn't that convenient? It's been happening for 100 years, and we're used to it. So we instinctively, unconsciously think that the MDs are number one because their stuff must be better. Their medical science must be better. It must be more effective. Otherwise, they wouldn't be number one. It's a free medical market after all, right? No, wrong. MDs are in the driver's seat because of financial and political coalitions that were built at the turn of the century that everybody's forgotten about. That's why they are the top dog. It's drug money. Where's Nancy Reagan when you need her? Just say no to drugs. Type 2 diabetes is caused by multiple mineral deficiencies. This was proven in 1957 by an MD named Merz, Walter Merz. He could turn on and turn off the expression of type 2 diabetes in mice by giving them or withholding from them the trace mineral chromium. If you have enough minerals in your body, your blood sugar is just hunky-dory. If you run out of minerals, your body can't process blood sugar. It just can't do it. So your blood sugar starts to rise, and that's type 2 diabetes. Exercise will increase this because it's impossible to get all of the minerals that you need to have healthy blood sugar from eating food. You can't do it. Minerals are only found in the soil. If the minerals aren't in the soil, they're not in the tomato, they're not in the lettuce, they're not in the cow's milk. Because that's the only place cows get minerals from, is the grass they eat. Cow can't make a mineral. A carrot can't make a mineral. Minerals in the ground, or not. Mostly not. So it's impossible to get all your mineral needs from eating from the 4 food groups. You can't do it. As a matter of fact, if you eat the grains, chances are it's going to decrease your mineral content even more because wheat, barley, rye, and oats impedes absorption. And the phytates that are in legumes and grains bind to minerals and disallow them from being absorbed into your bloodstream. It's a double whammy. I know. Type 2 diabetes is a multiple mineral deficiency disease from the naturopathic medical perspective. This is what we bring to the table. So what happens? You eat all the wrong food all the time. Your body is, running on mineral fumes, and then you jump on the treadmill. That's a recipe for disaster. You jump on the treadmill, what happens? Your metabolic rate increases. Circulation increases. Heart rate increases. Everything increases. And you sweat. What do you sweat? Minerals. Vitamins. You sweat out all the stuff that your body needs to have healthy blood sugar, and the increased metabolic rate burns through what little mineral reserves you have left. And so bingo, bango, boingo. The more you exercise, the greater your risk for type 2 diabetes. It is not the opposite. But the colorblind MDs will try to convince you that it is. That's right, right after they turn around and tell you it's genetic. Oh, but you can prevent it. Oh, but it's genetic. But, oh, you can prevent it. What? You can't have it both ways, boys. Which one is it? Pick a side. But they can't. Medical doctors cannot pick sides because their foundation of medicine, they don't have a foundation of medicine. Reductionism is not founded on anything that's really real. It's founded on partial truths, not the whole truth. Partial truths, not the whole truth. And so they move the goalposts all of the time. First they tell you that you need rat poison. Then they tell you that, well, years ago, what did they tell you? You needed to bleed yourself in order to cure chronic disease. That's how George Washington died. Now you got to put leeches. Oh, now you got to take large doses of silver and mercury into your body. That's what you have to do. Now, then after that, the antibiotics. You have to take large doses of antibiotics into your body. Even though during the time of Louis Pasteur, when antibiotics were first discovered, there was a raging debate in the scientific community. Kind of like the nature-nurture debate that happens in psychology. Well, which is it, folks? What is it that causes behavior? Is it nature? Is it the person's genetic makeup? Or is it how they were raised? Is it nurture? Which is it? There's been a debate raging about that for decades. Well, when Louis Pasteur was around and they first discovered microbes, there was a debate. What is it that makes microbes present? What's the problem with microbes? Is it the environment of the body that allows the microbes to exist, or is it the lack of antibiotics? Which do you need? Is it the drug, or is it the environment? A raging debate. You know, on Louis Pasteur's deathbed, he recanted his position and he said the terrain is everything. Meaning it's not the drugs that are important, it's the environment of the body. If the environment of the body is healthy, the bugs will die. The body will kill the bugs. The bugs will die. But, you know, the pharmaceutical industry would have none of that. So they swept that little piece of information under the rug, and now it's a runaway train, and this is now why we have the disease-resistant bugs. This is why we're getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker with each passing generation, because we've gone to stilted, one-sided, colorblind art critics to tell us about our art. We've gone to one-sided, stilted, reductionistic, drug-addled doctors to give us a clue on the holistic magnificence of the human being. You've got to be kidding me. We really have taken the wrong dog to the hunt, and we're paying for it in spades. But, you know, rather than look to their own house, rather than look to their own incomplete philosophy, rather than look inside and do some, you know, honest, objective, professional criticism, the MDs blame you. Couldn't be their fault. They're supposed to be the smartest people in the world. Couldn't possibly be their fault. It's got to be your fault. It's your gene. You're too damn lazy. That's why you have type 2 diabetes. You're too lazy. You have a bad gene. Oh, well, maybe you've got both. Oh, well, maybe no, you've got one. Oh, well, maybe no, I don't know. It's your fault. It's not mine. Don't take it, ladies and gentlemen. Fire your MD now. What are you waiting for? For goodness sake, call him right up right now. You're fired. Cancel your health care insurance. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden with another issue of Fire Your MD Now, and as God is my witness, if you're not angry, you're just not paying attention. The MDs want it both ways. They want to monopolize the medical theater while they're the leading cause of death. They want you to continue to take their ineffective, expensive medications. They have all the power and all the money and all the rights in the world to kill you. They have a license to kill. They believe that MD stands for medical deity and that they can do no wrong. Stop giving them your respect. Stop giving them your money. Stop giving them your bodies to treat. It is a fool's errand to bring your body that's suffering from a chronic disease to anybody who has an MD after their name, especially if they're foolish enough to practice integrative medicine, and I'll be talking about that tomorrow. But enough of a rant. Somebody throw some cold water on me, will you? Holy smokes, I need to calm down. So let's go right to the phones and talk to Sandra. Sandra, hi. Thanks for calling. You are alive. I need some Valium, Sandra. Give me something.
All right, here you go. Quote for the day. Medical, instead of MD being medical doctor, we'll call him mechanical doctor.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so I have two questions for you, okay? One question is my husband gets the shingles, and I want to know what the cause of it is and what's a good way to get rid of it. And then my question is for me, I have clear, kind of like a fluid-filled, sort of like a cyst on my eye. It does not hurt at all. I went to a doctor, it was kind of small, and then he suddenly slashed my eye without me saying anything, you know, and then it was red for about a week and a half, and then now it's bigger. It sort of looks like I have a contact lens on, but it's not very obvious. It doesn't hurt, and I'm not going to touch it. And I kind of think whatever's going to happen, it's going to clear itself up, but I just want to know how. Okay.
Is that on the eyeball or the eyelid?
On the eyeball.
Okay, yeah. Is it in the white part of the eye or is it in the colored part of the eye?
It's in sort of the colored part-ish, but I have to, let me get a mirror right here. Look. God almighty. See, it's even hard to tell. It's so clear through.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Okay, so that's,
I think it's more on the iris, I believe, but it doesn't look like it's partial to the iris. Okay.
All right, good. All right, so, all right, ladies first. So most
and then one last real quick thing. I also have my two pinky fingers. I have the two joints. It looks like it's a little bit gnarled up here. Now, I am taking the glucose stuff and all your other products, and I'm off the gluten.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to go away. It might take about a year. So, but anyway, okay.
All right, yeah, all right. So first things first. So when you see swollen joints, that's two things to think about there. Number one, not enough joint nutrients in the body, and number two, too much inflammatory stuff going on inside the body. So we need to knock down inflammation inside the body, and the best way to do that is to clean your diet up and to stop eating the 10 bad foods, because consistent consumption of the 10 bad foods causes inflammation, amongst other things. So cleaning up your diet goes a long way to knock down continued inflammation of any part of the body, including the finger joint. Now, another thing that you can do is put the CM cream on topically. CM cream, like Charlie Michael. It stands for cetyl-merylstolate, which is a biochemical that's derived from fish oil, and it's non-addictive, non-harmful, and anti-inflammatory. So, for 2, 3, 4 weeks, you can rub the CM cream on the joints that are, look a little gnarled up. That will help to knock down the inflammation externally, while the body is fixing it from the inside out. And for that particular situation, we need glucogel, and then some more glucogel. The recommendation, 1 capsule of glucogel per 10 pounds of body weight per day. All right, so dial that in with the glucogel. This, of course, on the backbone of the Healthy Start Pack, 1 Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And to save money into the bargain, instead of getting the Healthy Start Pack, get the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, because that's got the glucogel in it, it's got the CM cream in it, and it's got everything else that's in the Healthy Start Pack, and that way, you're kind of ahead of the game financially. You'll save $10, $15, $20 a month. Now, the stuff on the eye, that's like a blister on the eye, and a blister on the eye, like a cyst anywhere in the body, it's caused by, friction, undue friction to that part of the body. When it happens in the eye, it can also be caused by low-grade inflammatory processes that are happening in the eye. So you need to increase your antioxidants, and specifically when we're trying to help the eye and knock down inflammation in the eye caused ostensibly by free radical damage. Selenium, baby. Take 12 selenium a day. 12. That's forward breakfast, forward lunch, forward dinner. That should do it. Drink more green tea and more stuff that has loaded with antioxidants, and you should get better. I'll tell you about your husband in a minute. Mira, es una mano. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, 866-582-9933. That's the number to call. That's right, 866-582-9933. If you're listening to the podcast and want to talk to somebody live, get some questions answered, get some products ordered, get on your road to health. That number, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. We're talking to Sandra about her and her husband. I think we finished you up, Sandra, pretty well. You need more antioxidants, girl, and especially selenium. Since there's a condition going on here, I would do 12 selenium a day in addition to everything else. That's forward breakfast, forward lunch, forward dinner. All right. Now, for your husband who's got shingles, shingles is related to the virus that causes shingles is related to the chicken pox. And in some people it pops up, in some people it doesn't. When it does pop up, it's because your immune system has been weakened or compromised. So when the shingles does pop up, if you hit it hard and often with colloidal silver, get Longevity colloidal silver, get a spray bottle, dump the colloidal silver into the spray bottle, or get a little spray nozzle that can, attach to the top of the bottle. Spray it on the shingles every hour. Hit it with the colloidal silver. Just hit it with the colloidal silver. Another thing that you can do is you can mix colloidal silver with selenium. Open the selenium capsule. Put it on a little piece of tissue paper or, a paper towel. and then spray it with the colloidal silver and make a little paste. Put it in a plate, make a paste of it, right, with the colloidal silver plus the selenium. And you might want to kind of crush that up a little bit with the back of a spoon to kind of make it into a fine gunpowdery texture. And then put that paste directly on the shingles outbreak. Soak a gauze with colloidal silver, put the paste, the selenium paste on the gauze and tape the gauze right to the eruption. And that will go a long way towards knocking the virus down and shortening the duration of the manifestation of the skin eruption. All right, that's an interesting thing to do. Consistency and just keeping on with that. Just blast it all the time with the colloidal silver, and then every once in a while with the selenium. I would definitely do the selenium paste overnight, during sleep. Now, why does it happen in some people and doesn't happen with others? Is it genetic? No. Is it a voodoo curse? No. It's a weakened immune system. What causes a weakened immune system? Too much sugar in the blood, not enough protein in the body, and an egregious lack of minerals. So your husband needs to clean up his diet. He needs to stop eating the 10 bad foods. He needs to take the Healthy Start Pack and extra selenium, and 50% of every meal that he eats has to be protein. And since this is happening regularly with him, I'm assuming that he's not absorbing the protein that he's eating, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to give him the Healthy Digestion Pack instead of the Healthy Start Pack, because that has the digestive enzyme in it that his body needs in order to digest protein. So give him the Healthy Digestion Pack, have him take 2 enzymes before every meal, make sure at least 50% of everything he eats is protein. And finally, when the shingles is present, if he takes the killer biotic, 9 killer biotic a day for 14 days, it will stimulate his immune system even more and help to shorten the duration of the outbreak. So that's how he needs to handle that. You need to look at consistent outbreaks of this as a red flag that your body is weak, and specifically in this regard, it's his immune system. This is really no different than getting chronic bronchitis or chronic sinusitis or chronic urinary tract infections. Right, your immune system's weak, so he's got to up the ante with his immune system nutrients. It's really pretty straightforward and pretty easy when you look at it from the proper perspective. Give that a try, Sandra. Give me a call back in a couple of weeks with an update. Amelia is next. I think she has a question about swallowing. Amelia, welcome aboard. You are live.
Hi, doctor. I am about to order that starter pack. I am calling from Calgary, and I understand it has that essential fatty acids. And so far, all the pills, or capsules, they were too large for me to swallow. And when I forced them somehow down, then I burp fish. How do I avoid happening this to me?
Okay, so, with the fish oil, you can, it's in a little gelatin capsule for a reason. And we do that because it really knocks down the process that causes the oil to go bad. Any oil that's in a bottle will oxidize, and any oil that's exposed to the air for too long will oxidize. So those little gelatin caps are packed with the oil inside a nitrogen chamber, so that if any gas gets in there, it's nitrogen and not oxygen, so they don't oxidize. So that's why they're in the gel cap. But if you're having trouble with them, then what you can do is you can punch it with a pin, poke it with a pin, a little needle, squeeze the oil out, and just put the oil on your food. So, put it on some rice, put it on whatever it is that you're eating. And if you just squirt the oil on whatever it is that you're eating and then eat it, you won't be burping it up. That's the best way to do that. You have your gallbladder, right?
No, I don't.
You don't have your gallbladder. I'm the smartest man in the room tonight. Oh,
How
boy,
did you know?
I pulled that one out of my hat, didn't I?
How did you know this?
All right, well, your body needs your gallbladder to digest oil. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's having trouble digesting oil, 5 will get you 10, like you take the fish oil supplement, you're burping up fish oil all day long, that's because you're not digesting it. Well, why aren't you digesting it? The most common cause of that is you don't have your gallbladder. So now, you're lucky, though, thank God for Dr. Wallach, because he put together specifically a nutritional supplement. It's called Ultimate Enzymes. The Ultimate Enzymes, Longevity's Ultimate Enzymes, gives to your body the stuff that your gallbladder used to. And so when you have your gallbladder removed, it's mandatory that you take the Ultimate Enzymes every day before a meal. And I got to tell you something, Amelia. When you start to take the Ultimate Enzymes before the meal, everything's going to be different. Your whole digestive, it's going to take about a week, but your whole digestive tract is going to love it. Everything's going to be different. You're going to be digesting the oils, no problem. You're going to be digesting a lot of other stuff, no problem. Because your body needs the gallbladder to have optimal digestion. When you remove the gallbladder, you have less than optimal digestion, but you get used to it. You just get used to it. Yeah. So when you take the digestive enzymes, start taking the digestive enzymes, it'll give you back everything that your gallbladder did, and everything's going to change. So check that out, okay?
Okay, so I don't need the starter pack, only the Ultimate Enzymes. Also, I have a high blood pressure.
No. Everybody needs the Healthy Start Pack, okay?
Starter pack, okay.
Yeah. So you need the Healthy Start. You have high blood pressure?
Yes.
All right. So you need the Healthy Start Pack and the Ultimate Enzymes.
Okay.
That's what I would take, and I recommend everybody take selenium, especially if you're a woman.
Yeah, and the chocolate.
Yeah, selenium supplementation reduces the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. That's a pretty good number, right? Right. Okay. So take the selenium, take the Ultimate Enzymes, take the Healthy Start Pack, and measure your blood pressure every day. And as the numbers start to come down, you go back to your doctor and have them reduce your prescription, or just go to a pharmacist and ask them how to do that. And then wean off of your prescription medicine until your blood pressure is normal. That's how we do it.
Right.
And
thank you so much.
There's one more thing, Amelia. Once your blood pressure is normal, right,
yeah.
I want you to go to your MD and tell your MD that you have an eye problem. And they're going to say, really, what's the problem? Then I want you to look at them and say, I can't see you anymore, you knucklehead. You're fired.
Excellent.
Sounds good to me, Amelia. All right, hey, thanks so much for the call. Keep up the good work in Canada. You guys are rocking the world up there in Canada. I'm very proud of everything that's happening in Canada. I appreciate the support. Linda from Minnesota is next. Linda, you are live with Dr. Glidden.
Well, nice to talk to you. I have a problem with my ankles. I have like reddish, purplish blotches on them, and I've used the CM cream, and it's gotten a little bit better, but they itch. And one chiropractor said maybe it was I needed some cod liver oil or something, but I have a lot of broken blood vessels in my feet also. So my feet are kind of purpley.
Yeah. So you've got, fragile blood vessels, and the thing that causes fragile blood vessels is not enough copper. It's the same thing, actually. This is an interesting thing to talk about. If you took a rubber band and just left it on your desktop in the sunlight for, 4 weeks, it would dry out. And then you'd go to try to stretch it, and it would snap, like a twig. It would just snap in two because it's lost all of its elasticity. Well, when the eeny, teeny blood vessels in your body lose their elasticity, your blood pressure makes them pop. Not because your blood pressure is high, but because they have lost their elasticity. Well, what makes them lose their elasticity? Your medical doctor makes them lose their elasticity because your medical doctor is an idiot. He or she is completely unaware of this simple physiological process. And if you've been suffering with this condition for more than 12 months, you need a new doctor. Now, honest to God, this is elementary, rudimentary physiology. And if your medical doctor doesn't have a clue about how to help you fix this, then you just need to stop seeing them completely. Just stop seeing them completely. So what do you need? You need the stuff that your body needs to make the molecule elastin, which is what keeps these blood vessels elastic, is copper. You need copper. And what has copper in it? Well, the longevity selenium. So, given the fact that this is kind of a progressive thing and, it's noticeable and it's bad and it's persistent, I would hit it hard again. And so the recommendation would be for you 12 selenium a day. So take 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, and 4 with dinner. That will give you all of the copper that you need over time. But listen, Linda, in order to facilitate absorption of this stuff, you have to be gluten-free.
I am.
Okay, good girl. So you've cleaned up your diet. Now you need to up the ante with the selenium and make sure, in addition to the extra selenium, right, you're taking the foundation nutritional supplements, which would be the Healthy Start Pack. So the Healthy Start Pack plus extra selenium, and I mean a lot of extra selenium, I give it about 6 months, and that should fix it. Now, because it's a skin thing, one other thing that you can do, and the chiropractor was right, is to take extra essential fatty acids, because EFAs really help the skin, help with skin health. So if you wanted to add anything extra after you add the selenium, do a little bit extra EFAs, and you should be good. So give that a try and give me a call back in about 3 months with a report. It should be like watching ice melt in the springtime, which you know all about up there in Canada. Thanks so much for the call. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Check out my website, 24/7 FireYourMDNow.com. We're going right back to the phones. Dennis from Maryland is calling. Hey, Dennis. Dennis, look, before you start, I gotta ask you a question, man. How do you handle living in a state whose initials are MD? I couldn't do it, man. How do you do it?
Well, I don't know. I had to adjust to it, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'm going to move to North Dakota where it's ND, right?
ND.
See that?
Okay. All right. Well, I love your show, Doc. I'm an avid listener. By the grace of God, I stumbled across it. And so now I can't miss it, and I tell everyone I know about Dr. Glidden and Dr. Wallach. And I'm calling actually for 2 customers of mine who both are suffering from carpal tunnel.
Oh.
And let me give you a quick story before you give me my recommendation that I can pass along to them. One of them went to her doctor last week, and he actually told her that the wrist that's not bothering her is in worse condition than the one that is.
Yeah, isn't that something? I wonder how that works.
She needs surgery. Telling she needs surgery on both of them.
Yeah, of course she does, because he needs a new pool, right? Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine that? And this guy's still in practice. I mean,
Yeah, but she doesn't, of course, doesn't want to go through it, so that's why I'm.
Well, good for you, Dennis. I mean, and listen, by the way, man, thanks for the kind words. Appreciate the support. And remember, you are the last best hope that your community has to live a long, healthy, and wealthy life. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your taking a stand for your health and the health of your community and total strangers in your life, right? I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
Longevity members do that, and, I'm proud to have you on board here, buddy. So look, carpal tunnel. There's carpal tunnel, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is a disorder of the nerves that go into your wrist. And in order for the nerves that motivate your fingers and, give you a sense of feeling and to be able to differentiate between hot and cold and to move your fingers all around, fingers are pretty important, right? There's a whole bunch of nerves that have to go into the hand, and they get there through a tunnel in your wrist, and that tunnel is called the carpal tunnel. All right. Now, the nerves that go through the carpal tunnel are encapsulated by a sheath, and it's a protective sheath that the nerves are bundled up with. It's kind of like the, have you ever had spanocopita? or baklava, those the Greek dishes, and it's got the stuff inside the phyllo dough, and the phyllo dough is like this nice little puff pastry around it. Well, it's like a little puff pastry that's around the nerves that go into your hand, and they go through the carpal tunnel, and they become problematic. And when that nerve becomes problematic, you've got all kinds of pain, and it's not fun. And, when the shoe doesn't fit, you feel it. And so you've got these nervous sensations and painful sensations in your wrist and in your hand all the time, and it's a bummer. Now, the MD's idea of this is to go in and surgery things, and sometimes that's effective and sometimes it's not, but it never ever gets to the root cause of this. The root cause of this is that pastry-like sheath around the nerves has gotten all dried out and it's lost its lubrication. What does it need in order to be not dried out and lubricated? Well, it needs this weird little mineral called molybdenum. M-O-L-Y, B like baby, D like David, E-N like Nancy, U-M, molybdenum. If you run out of the trace mineral molybdenum, you get carpal tunnel. It's that simple. So what do? We support and promote the health of the body with medical nutrition. We give 1 Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month and 1 extra bottle per month of the Ultimate Minerals. Now, I like the Ultimate Minerals better than the liquid minerals because, number one, they don't taste bad, and number two, you get more. Everybody needs more minerals, right? So 1 Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight, 1 extra bottle of Ultimate Minerals per month, plus the elimination of the 10 bad foods in order to increase absorption of the nutrients should take care of the carpal tunnel within 90 days. And, in the meantime, you can put some CM cream topically on the wrist to help knock down the pain and the inflammation while you're waiting for the body to fix itself. Be as smart as Dennis, ladies and gentlemen. Join us. Help us change the world. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, 855-347-3696. Call me tomorrow.